The reality of Islam. You see that all the things in the world are subject to a rule and a law. The moon and the stars are all bound by a mighty law in which they cannot move a hair. Earth is rotating with its own particular speed. The time and speed and path prescribed for it do not change a bit. Water and air, light and heat, are all bound by a law. According to the law prescribed for each of the living beings, plants and animals, they all arise, grow and decline, live and die. If you consider the condition of man himself, then you will know that he too is subject to the laws of nature. He breathes, receives water and food and warmth and light according to the order that is prescribed for his life. The movement of his heart, the circulation of his blood, the flow of his breath are bound by this regulation. His brain, his stomach, his lungs, his nerves and muscles, his hands and feet, tongue, eyes, ears and nose, so that every part of his body is doing the work that is intended for him and doing the same way, what it is told. This great law, the closure of which has bound from the big planets to the smallest particle of the earth, is the law made by a great ruler. The whole universe and everything in the universe is obedient to this ruler because it is obeying the law made by him. In this sense, the religion of the entire universe is Islam. Because obedience to God is called Islam. The sun, moon and stars are all Muslim. The land is also Muslim. Air and water and light are also Muslim. Trees, stones, and animals are also Muslims, and the person who does not recognize God and denies God, or who worships other than God and associates others with God, yes, he is also a Muslim by nature because his birth, life and death are all subject to divine law. The religion of all his organs and every hair of his body is Islam. Even his language is actually Muslim through which he ignorantly expresses the thoughts of shirk and disbelief. That head of his is also a Muslim by birth, which he bows before others except God. His heart is also a natural Muslim in which he respects and loves others besides God due to ignorance. Because all these things obey God's law and their every movement is under the law of God. Now look at it from another angle. One of the status of man is that he is bound by the mighty laws of nature like other creatures and is forced to obey them. The second position is that he holds the intelligence, has the power to think, understand and form opinions. And of his own accord believes in one thing, but does not believe in another. Likes one way, dislikes another. In the affairs of life he makes his own rules or adopts the rules made by others. In this capacity he is not bound by any fixed law like other things of the world, but rather he is given freedom of choice in his imagination, his opinion and action. These two statuses are found separately in human life. In the first place he is a born Muslim along with everything else in the world and is forced to become a Muslim. Like you already know. In the second position, to be a Muslim or not is at his discretion, and based on this discretion, human beings are divided into two classes. A human being is one who knows his Creator. He acknowledges him as his Lord and Master and obeys the law, even in the optional activities of his life. He is completely Muslim. His Islam is complete, because now his life is completely Islamic. Now he deliberately became a follower of the one whose command he was unknowingly obeying. Now he is willingly obedient to the God to whom he was unwillingly obedient. Now his knowledge is true because he has come to know the God who has given him the power to know and acquire knowledge. Now his intellect and opinion are correct because he has made a thoughtful decision to obey the same God who has given him the ability to think and form an opinion. Now his tongue is righteous, because he is confessing to the same God who has given her the power to speak. Now his whole life is righteous and righteous because he is bound by God's law both in power and in powerlessness. Now he is reconciled with the whole universe. Because all the things in the universe are serving him, he is also serving him. Now he is a Khalifa, deputy, of God, the whole world belongs to him and he belongs to God.